Here we go. What do y'all? What do y'all? What do y'all think about this? Let me open up the chat here that I can see what y'all are talking about. I just want to know what y'all think about it. You don't care this and third. I do have an opinion on this, honestly. But let's watch the clip first. So last night, Fresh and Fit, they one of the things I do like about them, they remind me of early me in work ethic. These days, I look at them and I'm like, shit. I like how the fact that they work all the time. They reminded me when I had zero life and worked all the time. Now, there's a burnout factor that comes with that. It's impossible to keep that up. You've never seen no YouTube vlogger vlog 7 days a week for like 10 straight years. Never happened in the history of YouTube. You get burnt out. We saw Casey Neistat at one point. He said, I'm done with this shit. Robin Atwood, he said, I'm done with this shit. Fousey too. That nigga just went, cuckoo. Right? We saw Jake Paul. He said, fuck that shit. I'm about to make music than boxing. Right? Pretty much, it's very tough to do. So, they're working at a very rapid pace. And I do respect them. Now, what they normally do is they'll have like maybe like a solo episode, or they'll interview someone right before they have a panel of girls. Apparently last night they were gonna have Asian Doll on, but she came very late, so they started with the panel of girls and she came midway during the show. Okay? Now, I'm gonna try to play some more of this for maybe some context, but I'm not trying to drag this out too much. Essentially, and to give you context, Myron is a law and order type of guy. If you don't know, he's a former federal agent. He used to work with the Department of Homeland Security. If you've ever been around someone who has any military background or any police background, you'll notice something about them. They're very black and white. They're very much about discipline, being on time, being punctual, listening to instructions, and they're very much about order. They're not into chaos. They're not into a bunch of shit like that, right? This podcast is shot at the apartment of Myron, who is the former federal agent. I'm giving you this context because he's about rules. And what I can say about him is that his rules tend to be at everybody. Don't matter who you are. Everybody. I can give you an example. He prides himself on being very tidy. You can imagine a lot of people come in and come out. Cleans everything, cleans all the mics, this and third. The apartment is really fucking clean. But also, he has a rule, no shoes in his place. Now, I've been there with a bunch of celebrities. I've done a lot of podcasts, and they're so great for allowing me to, use their stuff. 6ix9ine walks in. Yo, bro, no shoes. Anybody. Yo, bro, no shoes. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's gonna the fact that you're a celebrity or whoever, he's not gonna be like, oh, okay. I think the only person who like wore shoes was like Kodak, but Kodak like literally, and Kodak was like so confused. Kodak was like, huh? But like literally, Kodak, it was like a new pair of shoes that Kodak literally just like put on. You get me? So he got like the pass. But like everybody else, no matter who. You get me? And even then, even that, he's not with it. I'm only saying that to give you the context of, one thing I do know about him is he's universal. He don't only be like, oh, y'all girls got to do that, but the dudes do this. Everybody got to do it. It's his place, his podcast, his outlet, his rules. Okay? Now, one of his rules is when you are at the podcast, he wants to make sure that the audience could hear the conversations happening. They read out rules at the beginning of the shit to whoever's there. Hey, listen, no side conversations, speaking to the mic. Don't be chewing gum. Don't be staring at the screen because you look goofy. Like, they read out a bunch of rules. They're telling you what the fuck it is, right? And I guess I'm saying this because not to shoot him any bail, but this is how he is to everybody, okay? So now let me play the clip. Asian Doll came late and midway through the podcast, right? She shows up midway through the podcast. There was some girls already who were kind of like breaking a bunch of his rules. And Asian Doll came there and the women continually did it. So at some point, he stopped it. This is what happened then. Wait, what the fuck?
I don't even know who she is, so I don't care. Simple.
Damn.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like, this is like the fifth time I've told you that, right?
Yes.
Sixth time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's cool.
haven't been here,
It's
so you
just
haven't seen
cool.
it.
about none of that
Cool.
shit? Yeah, it's the whole show. Come on.
Yeah, she's been
We
doing
got
it the
you,
whole
got you.
show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead.
It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man
You a
in
mean
club
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right, then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay, then. So how you going to come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, oh, you're mean?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show, too.
I don't give
Man,
a
Get
fuck.
off the show,
chill,
too.
man. What? Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't do my baby like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
Chill, chill. She ain't
You're
gotta
not
go.
going to come on the platform disrespectful.
Nah, chill, bro. She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill.
could go.
Chill,
I don't
bro.
have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this
don't
mean.
give
We
a
could
fuck.
all be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm
We're good.
very calm, but it's like, bro, you got to show a little bit of
Okay,
respect
bro,
on the platform.
It's
is
cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about some
Chill.
other shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's
You
not the truth,
mean,
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show,
Fuck.
there's a lot back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times he told her to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he wanna stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
we are
I
hosting
don't
the show.
know.
It's good, though, bro.
Why,
Hey,
why would
yo.
that piss you off?
Chill, bro. It's
No.
all right. We all right. We good.
He want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I wanna
right.
leave.
Let's keep
No,
baby.
don't
You
leave,
got
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please,
I'm on his
one
ass,
at a
he's
time
tripping.
because we're going
Yeah,
to the show
we'll
right now.
start
Okay?
it over. I
'Cause
promise I won't say nothing. I
This
promise.
is the 5th time.
Okay.
You said that last time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's start
Go
it
ahead.
over. Okay.
Listen, dude. Don't let them dollars fool you.
All right.
Oh, I'm bad
Super
now.
chats and then we'll do.
Nah. I'm just talking in general. Don't get
the
me beat
calculator.
up. But
No. We end the show after this.
After this, okay, cool.
Yeah, 20 and up.
Netty pot.
Daddy pop for tomorrow
That's
morning.
messed up.
I need
Thank
one.
you.
Venmo me or send it to me via Uber Eats. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, we got Dixie Normus.
Thank you.
10 bucks says, girl, 2 away from Myron and Fresh, Okay. We got DJ says, Dan, when Agent Lo sat down, she made all the other girls look busted. You up? All right, later. All right, girl 2 away from Myron and Fresh, okay, cool. And then we got some one in the back.
They can't even pay attention to the damn screen.
Damn. Cool. So we're gonna end this show here shortly. And Chris.
I'm a huge fan.
Chris. Let's close up.
Yeah, good decision to roll out Asian. Don't come on someone's show not knowing what's going on and speak it down on the host. Respect the show. Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
First time donating, just say Myron is a real one. Don't change for nobody. Yeah, fuck out of here, bro. We don't change. I don't even know who she is, so I don't care.
That's King Von girl. Like, you know who Queen Von is?
No, I know who King Von is, but
Okay,
I mean,
then you should know who his girl is.
I don't have to know who his girl
really.
is.
It's
I mean,
King
if you're a
Von
real
because,
fan,
like,
to be honest.
hold on. The fact you said it's King Von's girl instead of it was her.
Yeah, that tells you right there
That
all
tells
you
you
need to know.
everything. It's
I
King
don't
Von,
know
bro.
who she is, and I don't care.
Yeah, it's King Von, man.
You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P.
So,
Yeah.
all right, anything else? We
good.
caught up? All right.
Cool.
With that said, guys, thank you for coming in, watching the show. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video on the way out.
All right. I'll say this, right? Let me address. Let me address the incident first. By the way, I seen some people that were talking about this. The shade room, they're going crazy with this. Jesus Christ. Myron doesn't drink. He doesn't drink. Listen, he was a former federal agent. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He just chills, brother. Like, he just rock hard, super focused, bro. And like, like when when everybody's getting drunk and shit around him, he ain't drinking. He'll be there just taking notes to fucking counteract whatever the fuck shit you're talking about. That's just his thing. You get me? I think that could have been avoided, but I could tell that he was annoyed. And I watched the whole show. He was annoyed the whole show. He was annoyed. There was this girl in the pink, and then the girl right next to Asian doll. They were both just kind of just still at it the whole fucking time. It made it pretty much unlistenable the whole time. And I think, unfortunately, by the time Asian doll got there, he just had it. Now, obviously, I think everybody's reacting to it like, nigga, it was Asian doll. You know what I mean? If this was a random chick, I don't think nobody cares, right? But, and not like Asian doll is the biggest rapper, but, people looked at this like, at least this is someone we know. And, yeah, I thought it could have been avoided. Could have been avoided. But, man, when you that frustrated, maybe it couldn't be avoided. I don't know. I'll say this. And this is a real bigger picture. This is where Fresh and Fit got to figure what they want to do out now. You're at a fork in the road of success and notoriety. And I told them this very early on. Very, very early on. You're at a fork in the road of success and notoriety where if you want to keep growing and you want to appeal to the mainstream, you're going to have to water it down. Sorry. You're going to have to stop kicking out guests. You're going to have to really watch how you speak to certain individuals and certain women, or every woman actually, because it's going to be judged out of context every time. I gave them examples of me. Like, man, 2015, 2016, we super hard on thoughts. As more notoriety came and I realized people looked at my Twitch, which used to be like the little shit that nobody watched, and people were like really pressed on it. Yo, you either gonna have to chill out with that or you could double down. Now, I don't know if they're gonna double down. And here's the whole point with that. What's made them great, they're really popular within a niche. But that niche is not mainstream. It will never be mainstream for a shtick or anything else being wilding out on girls. Honestly. You feel me? Like, and by the way, even that's one of the reasons, like, even the whole thing with that girl, with the whole pull the gun on, whatever. Like, man, I didn't even want to speak on that type of shit. You know what I mean? Because I knew, despite, like, I went through the Chrissy Teigen thing. You can't really have a point. Like, my whole point with the Chrissy Teigen thing was Shorty basically, she called me gay before. She posted a picture of me on 6ix9ine and called us gay. I'm Jamaican. She called me gay. Like, might have been 2 years later or whatever the fuck it was, or a year later. But, man, I was off the Henny one day. And I remember that fucking comment. I fired back. Boom. That was, whoa. Everybody was like, nigga, we don't care what she did. Why did you? Whoa. Matter of fact, they took it to say, this ain't even about her. This is about you and women. And I said, huh? What about equality? What about this? I thought it was just like how she got at me. I'm getting, no. Learn the lesson. Do you know what I mean? It was basically one of those times I realized if you're going towards a certain realm, unfortunately, you gotta be a little bit pussyfied. And yeah, like, it sounds good in debate, like, equality and yo, listen, we're just whatever. But, you know what I mean? You're going to get killed online. So the point where Fresh and Fit's at right now, their content is hugely popular with their niche. Their niche is dudes who want some type of entertainment or education or some type of value from watching how they deal with women and how their philosophy on women and dating and relationships are. And that's their niche, right? But they also like when anybody who's on the podcast or whatever, like kind of get like puts these chicks sometimes in a place. That ain't gonna be mainstream. So the fork in the road is this. If you want to just keep your niche and do what you want to do, you can't be bringing on mainstream guests. It's not gonna work. It just can't work. You can't be niche and mainstream at the same time. If you're going towards mainstream, and Asian doll ain't the biggest thing in the world, but she's in that black woman bubble, ratchet Twitter bubble. Trust me. And even though they might not fuck with her, they fuck with what she represents, because she's a lot of these chicks. So this is the thing. If you're going towards mainstream, you gotta do what Act did. Water it down. Or pivot. I stopped talking about like kind of like relationships. I used to talk about that a lot more. Remember we used to have chicks on here all the time. I stopped. I had to. If we were still doing the same 2016 fuckery, like in like 2020, say when the Chrissy Teigen thing happened, they go to ousted my ass. They would have got me out of here. You get what I mean? So I think they have to choose whether they're going to pick their audience. I think they have a solid core audience. Pick their solid core audience or chase the mainstream. Because if you chase the mainstream, there's a bigger growth there, but you're going to be up for cancellation anytime you say anything that's, quote unquote controversial. Now, I'm going to go to the Shade Room because the Shade Room been going off. And by the way, in terms of, again, just advice for like, Fresh and Fit is like, it's one of those.
Welcome to Dash Pass from DoorDash. With unlimited orders, no delivery fees, and perks that grow on trees. Sweet, salty, sour, and the corner store at almost any hour. Subscribe to Dash Pass for no delivery fees, exclusive deals, plus savings on every order.
Fit is like, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, congratulations. You are now at the realm where you're important enough that you have to make that decision. You know what I mean? Before, usually like, usually when a creator is coming up, you go really left field or you go really extreme just trying to get a break. But afterwards, anytime you go extreme again, after you've made it, that shit is now judged differently. You know what I mean? Like people, like shit. You know all these people who do think pieces on the war in Chirac? Man, when that shit was going on, that shit was cracking. I never had nobody complain about that shit. You feel me? It was only after I made it. It's only after I made it, niggas was like, it's like they're trying to be like, wait, why is he here? And they did some Googles. What? The people mad at the war in Chirac never watched it while it was coming out. You know when they watched it? 2018? They didn't watch it back in 2013. Okay. What clips you had to tell me to watch? Let me see.
Use that one, bro.
What about the black dating app called Black?
Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like
Nah,
that.
man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. this is the worst statement you could have. Yo, this is what I be trying to, I be telling Fresh, I'm like, Fresh, listen, niggas are allowed to have preferences, but you gotta watch how you, you're black. You gotta watch how you say it, nigga. By the way, I love my black queens. I love my, you know what I mean, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
Which are traits of feminine women? What's her gram?
What's your Instagram
Dude,
again?
you
got
are like
a lot of love today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. It's not because like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this? Ratchet, and they don't know how to like be reserved. You're like the complete opposite.
You are not the stereotype. You are not the stereotype.
You are not the same. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll give you that compliment too.
What's your Instagram?
It's Crystal.
Which are traits of.
Wait, when the fuck did they find these clips? And by the way, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, and those are my boys. I'm gonna tell them the same thing I'm saying here. I'm telling them the same damn thing. Okay. I'm gonna tell them. Hold on a second. I'm gonna tell them. Y'all gotta pick between if y'all want to go. Y'all want to chase the mainstream route, because they're gonna kill you for all this shit, or because nobody even seen these clips before. Somebody said I'm lame for being their friend. Why do you think it's lame to be their friend? By the way, you have to understand, and look at this right here. See this chick right here? I just found out about her. Tasha K. Apparently, she about to like get on their ass or something. I don't know. Yeah, they should just stay away. The quickest way to get canceled, like in reality, Fresh and Fit, me, most entertainers, we're not big enough to really get canceled, right? You know how you get there's different levels of cancellation. Like Kevin Spacey, that nigga's done. You heard me? Like fucking done. You know what I mean? Like Harvey Weinstein, fucking done, right? Even though he's in jail or something. Below that level, if you like a comedian or some shit like that, the quickest way to fucking get canceled is to talk about a black chick. Black women never fucking forget. Yeah, I'm telling you, you gotta leave black women alone. You gotta watch what you say about them. You gotta leave them the fuck alone. I'm telling you that right now. Cause once Shade Room catches on to that shit, it is, bro, it's like they're unleashing the Aries, the Jadas, the Sweeties of the world on you. And it is, I'm telling you, dog. All right, hold on, my bad. So wait, hold on. I want to hear the reasons why y'all think I'm lame for hanging with him. Huh? Somebody said they ain't cancel yak. Man, it's Kodak, man. Yo, it's Kodak. Kodak make another bot. And plus, everybody know that Kodak ain't all the way there. Like, it's Kodak, nigga. Why don't y'all fuck with him? I fuck with the gang. That's the gang. And not only because they're very nice to me. And by the way, you know, like, we've had discussions, You know, it's not like I'm just like, oh, I agree with everything they say. Shit, the dopest relationships are when you could be like, yo, man, you know you fucked up, right? Like, I would probably tell Fresh, like, yo, Fresh, though, why the fuck you gonna, like, no disrespect, but you gotta leave Asian doll. It would have been better if I had Asian doll on off the record than them having her on there. Here's the thing about rappers, and first of all, every rapper thinks they're the biggest shit ever, right? Or if they're gonna have Asian doll, do it by herself. The mere fact she's on a panel, and then now you say like, yo, we don't really know you. That's the ego hit already. She's already feeling some type of way. Asian doll isn't somebody who would be receptive towards the philosophies of a Fresh and Fit. Do you get what I mean? Like, bringing Asian doll to the Fresh and Fit podcast is like bringing the City Girls there. Nigga, they're not going to be receptive. They don't want to hear what you got to say, nigga. If you know anything about them, they don't want to. What they live and what they preach is nothing what you're on. They preach women here, niggas there. That's Queen fucking Vaughn. You get what I mean? So it's like, if you bring her on a podcast about dating and relationships, you have to expect a train wreck. If I see Sweetie on Fresh and Fit, I'm expecting somebody to walk out. Somebody said, I'm making excuses for them. What do y'all mean? Why y'all making it seem like I'm ducking the conversation? All right, quick. This is what I'll do. All right, people. I'm on Discord. If you don't have Discord, spam the Discord link. Please join the Discord. We need to get to 10,000 people. We are lacking. Regardless, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. I don't think I'm being biased. I think my assessment is accurate. They're just at a fork in the road. What do I think about them saying they don't like black women? I think I think the manner in how they said it is probably it comes off like, you know, like it's belittling, which is not cool. But I'm gonna be honest, and this is just the truth if you ask me. Not making excuses for them, but they're in Miami. Fresh, and I know people from the islands like Fresh that American black women they don't fuck with at all. And I'm speaking, this is where people take shit out of context, but I'm giving y'all the reality. If y'all know anybody from the islands, there's certain dudes from the islands you realize they come over here, they don't date no black women. And it's because it's a difference in culture sometimes. Now, maybe I'm just overanalyzing this, and maybe there's just sellouts as y'all just want me to oversimplify and say. But I particularly think that he don't, well, it's either two things. He used to just fuck a lot of, like, white women tourists that came down to his country. I think he's from Barbados. Or I think, like, you know, they can't deal with, like, American black women. For whatever reason. Hey, who's in here? Did y'all just join this shit just to hear me breathe?
No, what's good, Ak?
Did you watch the clips?
Yeah, we watched the clips. We already talked about it in the server a bit ago, actually.
What do y'all feel about it?
Kyrie, if you want to start, like, you can go for it.
I think it's I mean, it's just the overall shit. The overall content is just going, like you said. It's like it's leading down a slippery slope. Like, you can't try to bring mainstream people on and don't expect.
Hey, I'm telling y'all this now. The manosphere, red pill, blue pill, green pill, matrix pill, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That is, it's a growing like, you know, like subculture, whatever, but it's not mainstream. and actually the mainstream will never fuck with it. And also, it's popping right now because it's the direct answer for cancel culture, the Me Too movement. And what I mean, the answer is like, usually something starts out as pretty altruistic and like, like pretty pure, like just like the Me Too movement. And it became, yo, if a nigga looks at you and licks his lips, that's rape culture. You get me? Like, they bring it so fucking far that people just start rebelling against something that actually has, a real value to it, right? So the Me Too movement started out as, basically giving a voice to people who been taken advantage of by powerful people, right? Okay, cool. A lot of people, Me Too, great. Then people just start abusing it. Me Too became, listen, man, I don't even like how this nigga talk to me. I don't like this. Like, it became weaponized to attack niggas. So all of a sudden you get a bunch of men who have no voice outside of that movement. This new wave is the direct response to that. Also, I believe it lumps with the, like the OnlyFans culture and some other stuff where men who kind of are deprived of pussy are trying to figure out how to deal in the new marketplace. You get me? So you'll find a mix of them, right? So it's a mix of people trying to figure out how the hell do I, make myself valuable to a chick that could be fucking chicks because I'm not getting no pussy. I'm only paying for OnlyFans, right? And it's the dudes who they feel like women could do anything, but men don't have a voice, right? So it's both of them that think that's kind of like made this bubble. That's why when Kevin Samuels came out, everyone's looking at Kevin Samuels like, yo, go ahead, brother. Like, he's saying the shit that we might think, but we can't say because we're going to get fired. Or
that's the thing right there, though. The thing is that their content is based on shit that no man can get away saying out loud. So what's the, like, you can't really have no real strong base when no man can really say the shit that you're saying on there or out loud.
Big,
you know what I'm saying?
But that's why I say you are then going to be niche. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Kevin Samuels will always be niche.
Yeah.
He only appeals to niggas who want to hear him talk to women a certain way. It's going to be niche. I'm sorry. You feel me? You'll never go to Kevin Samuels for general politics. What I mean by that, it's like it's only a certain amount. Anytime that nigga trends, women are going to hate him. Anytime he trends, I've never seen women salute what he says. They're going to hate him. It's not going to come with, corporate sponsors and all the other things that come with getting a bigger platform. So it's always going to be niche. Now, there's nothing wrong with being niche because he's probably making bank by being niche. But once you've hit that ceiling, you got to be comfortable with you're going to be hitting your head constantly because there's nowhere to go. Now, I think Fresh and Fit is there too. They're pretty much there where they're hitting their head. Now, I think what they've done a good job of is trying to get people from other walks of life. Yo, here's this rapper. Yo, here's this comedian. Yo, here's this whatever. But here's the thing. When it bubbles into mainstream shit, it's never going to play out good for them. It's going to look just horrible.
I feel what you're saying.
That's agreeable. As long as you do conform to society's viewpoints, you can do well. But if you're not, it's not possible to get sponsors and uphold the echelon of marks where you want to go in your career, right?
Yeah,
niggas is disrespectful, and I feel like they're gonna be outside one day in Miami, and one of the Miami niggas is gonna put hands and feet on them because of the way that they be talking to the women, respectfully.
I don't know about that now,
I'm
but
telling you, bro.
I think there's definitely gonna be doors that close on them because of the way that they be speaking. Like, it's unavoidable. I feel like, unless they course correct like really hard.
No, you
But
can't course correct though. It's too late. Once you start making that content,
I feel you, but it's at like this is okay. So what I'm saying is like on an optimistic viewpoint, right? You can course correct, give it enough time, and niggas don't have like the strongest attention span when it comes to this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they will forget, right? But it's one of those things where it's just like they won't forget right now. They probably won't forget in a couple months from now. They probably won't forget for maybe even a year. But eventually, it stops being as as ingrained into people's mind as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know much about Fresh and Fit's content or whatever until one of the boys here in the server introduced me to some of the other stuff that they do, like for their YouTube channel or whatever. I didn't watch too deeply, but like
Niggas
they
forget.
have more content.
Manosphere.
Hey,
Huh?
hey, hey, yo! I seen somebody in the chat say, and they mentioned Kevin Samuels saying Shade Room tried to cancel. Well, and this is why I keep saying bubble. Like Kevin Samuels is in no way, shape, or form mainstream. Like if you look at Kevin Samuels, like even YouTube, like his YouTube since that whole people finding out about him, slow down. Like he ain't doing the same type of numbers. Again, the mainstream is not accepting of that. Like, you know what I mean? If you're trying to get, there's not a Rogan when it comes to like black podcasting, so it's hard to even say that. But if he's trying to get much bigger, the peak of Kevin Samuels was when he went first from viral. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
that's just what it
100%.
is. You know what I mean?
We
Like,
could,
It's the ceiling.
yeah, it's the
Yeah,
ceiling. You know what I mean?
we could,
And there won't be much corporate people running after him like, oh shit, whatever, because they don't want to be aligned with it. So it's like, hey, some people, and I don't think it's a bad idea, depending on what you do. Some people like being the big fish in a small pond.
we could say that the men, like, niggas forget, right? Yeah, niggas forget, bro. But women hold grudges, right?
That
So
That's
is
with
true.
fact.
that being said, bro, if we for once think that a girl, because he disrespect, they violated mad girls. I seen the clips. I didn't even realize that they violated so many girls on the show that lives in Miami, bro. So if we for once, and this is just real shit, fuck Miami, anywhere, New York, Chicago, Jersey, wherever. If we for once think that a girl that they disrespected isn't gonna feel some type of way 6, 7 months, even a year from now, from how they publicly violated them, or even fucking try to forget about that shit, we're fucking nuts, bro. They're gonna hold the grudge, bro. They're gonna remember that shit, bro.
I,
And
I
if they see
don't
them outside, bro, it's gonna be up.
I
But,
don't
but here's the thing
disagree
though.
with that. I just disagree with the fact that like you were saying hands and feet, like niggas is doing that. You feel me? Like there's a
Bro,
difference between
girls will
these
line,
females
bro.
feeling some type of way versus like, all right, now they got whole niggas after them. That's
So
different, bro. That's a whole different
You have to
scale,
think
bro.
about it like this. You got to
you
think
don't
about it like
think
this, right?
that the women that they disrespected got niggas that care about them?
I mean, yes, of course they got niggas that care about them, but like this
Yeah,
is
but
what I'm trying
they're
to say
also
is this: there's a
isolated.
level of escalation that you put in there where it's just like, all right, now we're going a little bit too hard.
Yo,
You get
Bro,
me?
it's not too hard. Yo, you
listen, listen. All
listen.
them people you're talking about,
Once
all
disrespect is
all
on the
those
line,
people
bro,
are
it's up
isolated.
from there, bro.
All those people are isolated. Like, it really took, right? It took, honestly, the internet for some real backlash. You got to realize, them other girls, nobody knows them, right? So unless they have a brother or like a boyfriend, right, that probably wants to say something, and then what's the likelihood they're gonna run into them, and then like it's a lot of different factors that what you're talking about, facts, could actually happen. What I'm talking about is just like where it really bubbles down to, where you have the whole internet just like looking at them in a weird way. Now,
Facts.
I'll switch it to the comments about black women. What do y'all think about that? Because everybody kept saying, and then I want y'all to answer or ask, because people are saying they're thinking I'm like wrong for being friends with them. Like, what's wrong with these guys?
Boom. Dumb niggas, they not wrong for speaking a preference. It's really just the delivery. The delivery of
Yeah.
it is not for that platform. And like you said before, like if they trying to be bigger than they are, they're gonna have to stop pandering to incels and like, really shape up in that way.
Pattern to bitter men, right?
So
Facts.
so Act, you know how we were just saying that like, oh, we actually just had this conversation in the server, right? So we went through the clips a couple times, right? And the way that most of us felt here was just like what they said wasn't even really that crazy, but the delivery was not tasteful. Like it
The
was
shit
just a bad
triggering.
delivery. Yeah,
The shit
exactly. Like
emotionally triggering. It's
Well,
not
another
wrong
thing
to
to point
say
out though is like their content is based on black women coming up there, them getting them drunk. You can't get mad that people don't follow rules when the whole point of your podcast is bringing on women that you know are going to fall into this category for you to berate them. You know what I'm saying, constantly, and then
yeah.
get
how can
upset.
you
Yeah, no,
how
hold on.
long
Oh,
can you
by
bait
the
a
way,
room
yo,
full of
Kyrie, to that
ambitious?
point,
How long can you
Kyrie, to that point, like I do, especially after that, you see that girl who was like wilding out, whatever, the one with the gun, like she was off like probably like 20 different drugs. You know what I mean? Like
Now,
she's got,
wait. Now,
like I do think they got alcohol consumption gotta be checked. Gotta check these because
now
again,
that goes into your next question though of why we think you shouldn't be around them niggas is because the shit that they doing. One, you said before that you was trying to get your brand away from the red pill shit, and like fucking with them is only gonna get you further with that shit.
I don't even know what red pill means. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that means. Like
You don't know what that means?
no,
Oh, God.
motherfucker. Bro, that sound like some shit I seen a Morpheus movie though. Like, come on, man. Like red pill.
Because
bro.
it
I
is.
That means.
That's what
exactly
I don't know
what
what
it
it is.
I deal with life. I deal with life on a very human level, brother. Like, there's no fucking secret formula to this shit. Red pill. You know what I mean? Like, I get what it represents. It means like you're like awoken or something. But like,
nah, the manosphere. We're gonna keep it simple. The manosphere.
Nah, it's different.
You're
It's
awoken to
like
the
different, but
manosphere,
it's
and
cool.
quote unquote
Hold on.
awoken from woman nature. You know what I mean? Quote unquote.
No. So basically, what the red pill shit is for like the longest amount of yo, I'm echoing. What the fuck? So basically, what the red pill shit is from like all the shit that I've heard is that like, there's been these things that you've been told as a kid to like, oh, you gotta be chivalrous, you gotta spend, you gotta do X, Y, Z. You start to realize, quote unquote, that like this is all a ploy, you getting played, and this is some bullshit, and like these women don't really fuck with you for who you are. They just want the alpha Chad, blah blah blah, something. I don't care. But that's the quote unquote like rude awakening, and that's what red pill is. Then there's like the black pill where it's just like it's doomed, it's over, like it doesn't matter what you do, it's fucked. And then
Too
like
deep into the rabbit hole.
exactly.
Per-
And then there's
person,
the manosphere where it's just like, now you got a bunch of content creators that are trying to quote unquote educate young men into how they can achieve their romantic, I guess, fucking shit. Like I don't fucking know.
Them
yo,
niggas is
I
fucking
hey,
lame.
one thing I'm
personally,
confused about
I
this
don't
whole thing
think
about,
that.
right? One thing I'm confused because when you know why women are coming on like shows like that, right? Or like for example, why would a girl want to be on a No Jumper or Fresh and Fit or pretty much any platform, right?
Clout.
Most of these chicks are selling OnlyFans, right? So these dudes who claim that they're whatever pill and they're supposed to be awoken, or you know what I mean, they're not gonna do what normally is, whatever the fuck they're trying to say. They're the customers for the OnlyFans. Like the women cognizantly know it. It's like a trade off, and that's why I was saying, like, you know, for the people who are saying women are gonna start like, you know, kind of feeling a certain way, it's a trade off. They go there. Like when I have girls on my platform, I don't. If you want to find them, you better have some type of facial recognition software. I'm not dropping their at names, all type of shit. Fuck that. These dudes, like, that's a trade-off. Yo, you come on here, you're going to get a little clout. You get me? I think they even recruit chicks by saying, when you come to the platform, you'll probably get like 1,000 followers. So it's a fair exchange. You come there, if you sell pussy or whatever the fuck you're selling on OnlyFans, you know that it's a bunch of dudes. They're probably going to check out your OnlyFans if you look good or whatever the case is. So, I mean, the customers are the niggas that supposedly that's woke.
But going back to what you said, right? I don't think that you should stop being cool with them. Like, but publicly, like, don't be around that shit, you know, because you know how this industry shit is. But I don't think that, like, those your niggas, right? But at least check them. I know you checking them in the background, like, yo, y'all niggas is wilding, like you said earlier, right? But publicly, I don't think that you and your brand should be around that shit, because you know that them niggas is bugging. You know that them niggas is on the verge of getting canceled. And you
And they
know...
were recording you when you had your incident on their show, and they was recording it. Like that shit was cool. Like that shit's not cool, bro.
Well, I think they're also, you know, it's a little bit of a wake up that not everything, you know, they're very new to this. So like, I think for them, they're still looking at it like, yo, well, we viral. Nah, this is not a good viral today.
Yeah,
Word to what you wasn't
Yeah.
warning them about this though, Ak.
Huh?
Word to what you wasn't warning them before.
Yeah.
I swear you could have said that before to them niggas, like.
No, of course. Then I've said that, but you got to realize, you know, until you break through that ceiling, like it just looks like, you know, like for example, right? Like, I think for a lot of people who watched the show, when TMZ picked up the story with the girl, right? They're like, oh shit, we made TMZ. You know what I'm thinking? Fuck. A big outlet got this story that is just not gonna play in my favor. Like fuck with TMZ. Like TMZ, you get to a level where you know if you do something dumb enough or you do something big enough, TMZ will cover you. Now, again, when I'm talking about that niche stuff, Kevin Samuels violates women nightly nowadays. But it's kind of like we get it already. Like, it doesn't get picked up a lot, you know? So, again, I mean, I kind of like I've been telling them, I'm like, yo, listen, y'all are at the point where people are gonna use it against you. That's it. You're at the
That
point.
echo chamber shit.
Yeah, you're at the point where you got to make the decision. And by the way, they could double down. They could double it. They could go two ways. They could probably say, man, all right, we just want to topple Kevin Samuels. Is Kevin Samuels? He's in that same realm, right?
Yeah, he's in the
Hell
same
yeah.
realm, and he's like at the very tippity top of it.
Okay, so
like
they
that's
could
the
they
bar.
could double down and just be like, yo, we're the most extreme, right? One thing I'll say though, this is what Kevin Samuels does good. And I guess constructive advice. And actually, I would give this advice more to Fresh than to Myron. Myron is who he is. He's a draw for the people who watch because he's a straight shooter, right? He ain't gonna say it in a cool way. Kevin Samuels will violate you, but it sounds a little cool, right? Myron is a former police officer, or a former, not police officer, a former federal agent. He's not gonna, like, socially and how he talks in lingo ain't gonna be the thing that's the most smooth. I think that's where Fresh got to come in. And by the way, I think when watching that clip, he looked towards Fresh and say, yo, this is your guest. I'm not trying to wild out. You know what I mean? So what do you want to do? So I agree with y'all with the delivery a bit. I think they could work on that. You know what I mean? If they're going to continue to say the same shit. Because, of course, like, if I was like, yo, I ain't going to lie to you, my preference is, well, nobody would get mad if you say your preference is dark-skinned black women, right? But, like, if I say I was like, yo, my preference is Asian women, right? There's a way you could say it that still, that doesn't, you know, feel like it's dissing another particular group. But,
niggas was joking for the audience.
So,
yeah, the way they
we
said
were
it made it sound like black hate.
we were just talking about that actually again, right? Like, and we were saying that, like, obviously the delivery was really lame or whatever, but like when we stopped and broke it down a bit more, right? We have to think about their audience, like what type of people they cater their entertainment to, like their content to. And it's just like you can put two and two together and see, like, this is them playing it up for those type of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it still came out of their mouth, and so it's still a bad look. But like when you break it down and think about it for a little bit longer, it's just like, oh, but they're dragging it for those people, for their viewers, right? And like what their viewers are into and shit.
It's not a bad look. This shit is completely wrong, bro.
You ready for this? Never. Whoever this is, I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Scream. It's not a bad look. This shit is completely wrong, bro. Like, them clips, bro, they
Yeah, them clips are wrong,
violated
yeah.
mad women, bro. Like, they on the verge of getting canceled. The 6ix9ine shit, like, standing with 6ix9ine shit, that shit is okay, right? But this shit is a different type of fight. Like, there's no getting around this shit.
well, all right.
Bro, but they've been
So
doing that.
here's this question, right? Like, what do you think if I never made it? And I hate to be using complex as something, but like there was a point that I felt like I went to a different level, right? If I never made it to that different level, maybe you call that complex, whatever you might call it, right? If I never, or I'll just say everyday struggle, right? Which is still on complex, right? But if I never went to everyday struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would canceling me look like? Especially if I still am going to have the same audience. They're still going to support me. I'm probably going to have more views, whether it be haters or not. Is it canceling me? Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's not like they have like these brand deals and they're about to get dropped. Like, no, they're kicking it. You know what I mean? Like, it's they're supported by their followers who buy Patreon and stuff like that. It's not like they're on a network that they're like, oh, they might get dropped. YouTube.
It all depends on how high the ceiling goes, like you was saying. Like, that's really what it comes down to, and where they trying to take it. Because
okay, do you think this prevents them from ever going mainstream?
Yes.
What does mainstream mean to you? Hold on. What does that mean? Like, what are we talking about? Are we saying that like Kevin Samuels is mainstream?
No,
No.
no. Kevin Samuels is not
No.
mainstream. I'll give you an example of a podcast, right? So
Okay.
I would say off the record is mainstream. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
okay,
100%.
right? I would say 85 South shows mainstream. I would say
Okay.
Drink Champs is mainstream, which means these are things that will affect and when I'm still saying mainstream culturally. So I'm not saying Joe Rogan like, right? But I'm saying you're not just only known about in that bubble. Like the bubble of the manosphere is smaller than the bubble of even just black culture. Do you get what I mean?
That's fact.
So
That's facts.
mainstream is black culture knows you and fucks with you. You get me? So Drink Champs, 85 South Show, obviously the Breakfast Club, but like shit like that. You know what I mean? Things that operate in that realm.
I can see them being mainstream if they completely like just off it and do another podcast not associated with Fresh and Fit podcast. It has to be different. I can see that.
It could still.
Wait, who said that?
black
Who said that?
and
Who said
white
that?
mainstream.
Wait, who said that?
So
Who
I
said that?
said that. It's C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, C. Okay.
Hey.
So here's the question I would ask you with that opinion, all right? For example, if I have an entire audience, right? That basically, all right, I'll just use them. Their entire audience wants this red pill manosphere content. If they dropped it, them people are dipping. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, people watch them more for relationship shit. Like, it could be a rapper on there. People don't even give a fuck about the rappers. Like, I'm telling you. Like, I seen their audience like, shit, this is why we shouldn't have rappers on here. They don't give a fuck about really rappers. I think having rappers is just a cross section with another. It's like cross promotion type of shit. So if they drop that, right? If they drop their already existing audience and switch to some other shit, how the hell they gonna build another fan base? Given the fact that they starting off with pretty much a leg down when this type of stuff comes out. You know what I mean? You might as well rock with your core.
So Ak, I got I wanted to say something earlier, but like, I needed to leave the room open for C to speak. But I don't think they could actually get to that level being what they are right now and continuing and doubling down on that. I don't think they can get there. Like, I don't think they can get to an off the record like level, right? But I think they could still stay solid because you're right. They have that core fan base that is only really there to see this type of content, right? When they do other content, the numbers just ain't comparable. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're right there, but I feel like that group of people that'd be interested to that shit wouldn't grow to a level where like it's comparable to like black culture, for instance. Where like black culture, huge, right? That's mainstream. Red pill culture probably won't ever be mainstream because it's built off of negativity and like bitterness. But back to it on some other shit. I needed to speak on this because the chat been kind of annoying me, so I have to say it. The chat's telling you, I don't know if you've been looking, but the chat's been telling you, hey man, you need to stop defending them. It's a bad look for you, bro. Chat's worried.
No, it's not defending because of what they do. I mean, I know the personalities behind the content y'all have seen. So like, can I say that they were wrong for how they handled it? Yeah, okay, I wouldn't handle it like that, right? But then again, y'all have seen clearly I've been in other situations that maybe I would have said, I wouldn't handle it like that. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I'm not trying to just fucking be the biggest hypocrite to be like, y'all are just objectively wrong. Because shit, I've made mistakes and whatever as well. Now, the black woman thing, I think, hey, you can have your preferences, but saying it like that is never gonna be a good look. So again,
Especially
I don't
saying that
think
when
I'm
you got
defending them.
when you bring black women on constantly.
Yeah, it's not a mistake. A mistake is you do something and then, oh shit, I'm sorry, and you don't do it again. You probably slip up another time and do it. Them
The way
niggas
they be laughing
constantly
about that shit.
thriving for that shit, bro. Like so what he was saying, Ak, is like I was saying earlier as well. The 6ix9ine shit is cool. Yeah, 6ix9ine shit, that's the street shit, right? Right? All right, cool. I don't even like bringing them up. However, but this shit right here, this is a different type of fight. Like, this is a different type of fight. Like, that's what the fucking chat's saying right now.
Right.
The question I had for you, Ak, as Trap Lord Slime, I'm down here, is do you think that your brand could withstand you standing by next to like another house fire? Basically, you already withstood the 6ix9ine fiasco, and kind of you would be standing next to another dumpster fire with this thing.
Well,
Try with a good question.
Well, I'll just say this: yo. It's just never in my character to fucking just act like I'm not cool with someone just for how it looks.
Yeah, that's the real nigga in you.
I'm like,
But
you know
in
what I mean?
this fake
Yo,
ass
and
industry,
y'all have seen, like, if I'm cool with somebody, like, that's so popular. Like, you know, it's an industry thing. You only stand next to what helps you, and if it doesn't help you, you don't fuck with it, and you just kind of ghost it. But it's like, man, these guys been good to me. Like, yo, again, I'm not here defending what they did, and also, I'll say the content that they make, as I'm saying, I feel is niche. You know what I mean? It's only certain people that would tolerate or like that content, especially in how it's delivered. It's delivered very bluntly, very brashly. It's delivered in kind of a way like, if you ask me, I would imagine that the majority of their audience would be non-cultured people. And I don't want to even say black or white, but people who ain't of, I'll just say, the community. And when I mean community, just because, like, there's so much, a lot of what we say, we either have colloquials or very coded language to make it more palatable and acceptable. And for them, it's all about straight shooting. You know what I mean? I watch them extensively, and a lot of times they'll be like, yo, listen, why should we change how we deliver the information when, and they always use this like, you know, analogy. They're like, yo, whether I say, yo, the sky is blue or the sky is fucking blue, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's their way. And by the way, this is why they'll learn. They'll learn from it when it comes to situations like this, because again, it might be a situation. I don't know where they want to go with it. Like, I knew where I wanted to go.
You know where they want to go. They want to go mainstream. That's why they have niggas like
I'm gonna
you.
be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that's the goal, because if that was the goal, shit, I've told them. I would have started fixing up the content a long time ago. I would have.
So why bring Asian Doll on there?
That's where I think they need to figure out. They need to be on one accord. Fresh.
And then, like,
Fresh
she said
networks.
he was mean.
Fresh
That's
networks.
not an insult.
Fresh networks with rappers and hip hop community people, because he in the clubs.
Welcome to Dash Pass from DoorDash. With unlimited orders, no delivery fees, and perks that nearly grow on trees. Pizza for less dough, salad for less green, east to west, local cuisine reigns supreme. Subscribe to sweet, salty, sour, and the corner store at almost any hour. Open your door and let the flavors in. Subscribe to Dash Pass from DoorDash and let your unlimited feast begin. No delivery fees, exclusive deals, plus savings on every order.
And hip hop community people, because he in the clubs. You get me? If you're saying that's going to add to the show, you're trying to go in that realm. That means your content has to change. So that's why I said this is just a fork in the road.
I feel like the light skinned nigga is the boss, and the brown skinned nigga, the dark skinned nigga is like the son. He's like the June.
Nah, well, they're both like co-owners of this shit. I think one's more well spoken. Like, when Fresh speaks, like, I told Fresh, I'm like, yo, if you say one more time, he was like, yo, there's like this thing he always fucking says. I'm like, yo, bro, like, come on, dog. What did he say? He's like, either it's like, yo, think about this. And I'm like, come on, nigga, like, stop it. He just had these connecting phrases that are just like so fucking frustrating. Wait.
But you think so?
Oh, that being said, like, oh my god, I hate it.
But like you were saying though, like, as far as like the ceiling is, if we talk about like real like content and media shit, do you see the shit lasting 5 years?
I see it, but it's the same thing with Kevin Samuels. I see it going and following the trajectory of the whole manosphere. So what's gonna happen? All this shit is cyclical. What's gonna happen as people keep trying to get to the top of the manosphere? They're gonna be more extreme, more extreme. It's gonna be another channel that's gonna be like, all right, these niggas over here just bringing chicks to a podcast. I'm gonna just videotape myself going on date with chicks. You know what that's gonna be? You know that nigga gonna realize he goes viral for kicking a chick out the car mid-date. Then the next time he kick a chick out on the highway. Then some shit like it gets more and more extreme. And then you know what happens? The culture just flips on it entirely, and YouTube flips on it. And when YouTube flips on it, which I'm telling you, I've just seen it happen. Cause like shit, content I covered, I kind of had to pivot because I seen YouTube flip on certain content as well. Once that happens, I don't know what happens to them. I'm gonna be honest. If they're still doing the same content, but you know, I think they could bubble out of it, hopefully.
Hey,
No, I feel like it's too far past that. Girl done talked about pulling a gun and all that other bullshit. It's too late.
They fans is laughing hee hee ha ha right now while they disrespecting a woman, but while the dude is outside in the club because that's his network and shit, and he get punched on for disrespecting women, they gonna be crying and angry.
The only reason why I disagree with what you're saying, so like if you see the ecosystem, right, and I've been on there so much, like the women that are coming on are like women who want access to what the fuck they be around, right? Like he's like, if you look at Fresh, he's showcasing that, yo, I'm with Sway Lee in the club. Like these are the chicks they're bringing on are some chicks who just got down there. A lot of times, these women, they may have just started OnlyFans. They really don't. If they really had niggas who were connected in those circles, who were probably in the vicinity and area of like Fresh, like they wouldn't be on the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Act now. Watch this. So perfect example. Asian doll. Do we think that industry niggas not gonna protect Asian doll?
Well, okay, no, that's a good point, but that's Asian doll. The majority, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't Asian doll, this shit happened mad times, man. Like, nigga, Asian doll got it light. yo, they're violating chicks to the point they're like, yo, get out. Yo, put your shoes on outside. Get the fuck on out. You know what I mean? So, like this is light, but of course, I'm gonna be honest. I think this probably made it harder for Fresh a little bit because he got a network, and him networking with rappers. This is gonna be what they remember. Oh shit, this that show that violated Asian doll, and that might make them not want to be associated, especially when you know Shade Room is clearly, you know, I'm saying Shade Room, but I'm talking about that woman audience is basically saying we're not fucking with this. So like a lot of dudes, like if you just look at the comments, I'll open up the comments right now. And I'll just read the verified people, like, you know, the people who we know, and just look at what they're saying. So you could already kind of get the feeling that the people who kind of are culturally relevant to Shade Room, they're not gonna be fucking with it like that, right? So, damn, this shit got 20,000 comments. Oh hell nah, hell nah.
Yeah, spooky, right?
Hell nah. Yo, I seen a couple of motherfuckers was tweeting at me. That was like, they've been Instagram and like, you know, when they put up an Instagram story, they've been tagging me. They've been tagging me like I'm part of the podcast. Like they're like, yo, man, y'all three niggas. I'm like, wait.
Bro, Act, they think that's your studio, bro.
This is why we've been saying, right? The chat been saying you need to distance yourself, bro.
So hold on.
You gotta protect your brand, bro.
All right, here it goes. I don't even know who this is though. Now I don't want to see no more black women, black men on this podcast because if you pop for an interview, you're okay. See, you're okay and agree with it. See, it puts niggas in a very interesting place because now the people who they might invite is gonna be thinking like, fuck, if I show up here, like say Sway Lee gets on here and say there's a moment with him that go viral. People gonna be like, damn, so Sway popped up on the show after this? That's the only thing, it fucks him up a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Actually, a lot, but. Wait, what did
Even
they say?
if Myron was correct, it's
No,
not
I got a real question for you. Are you
About the
back on
black
the
dating
show?
app called Black.
It's funny, I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Okay, let me ask you. I'll just pause it. Let me ask you a question. Do you consider, because I see Here's what's social media. I could always predict the next stage of the outrage, right? So if this continues, right, and if I'm them, you want to just lay low, right? Not double down, unless you just want to just stay niche, right? But what happens is somebody on social media gonna be like, oh, and to add to it, which by the way everybody knows, this guy, he's a federal agent or former federal agent, which now everybody on social media, everybody claim they hate cops. Everybody gonna be outraged again, right? Then, this is a question to y'all. Do y'all consider Myron black? Because I could see people having that discussion. Like I was reading the comments.
Asian doll said claim that she's not, right? I swear, in a response.
I didn't want to take it that far.
What's his ethnicity?
No. Myron's Saudi, right? He's from Saudi Arabia, bro. They don't even consider themselves black.
Is he half? How is he so dark then? Like, is he actually Arab?
Yeah, he uses a fake name.
No. I thought he's from Sudan. He's from Sudan, brother.
Nah,
that nigga not black, bro. That nigga not black.
If you're Sudanese, you are black. Okay.
Just saying, how people, like all people, the East Africans, the Arabs, they don't view themselves as black, even though they are black. They are black, but what goes on in the community? We say, we're not black. We're not like these niggas. Like, we distance
black
ourselves.
people are actually ignorant like that. They're not going to consider East Africans black, bro. Actually, ignorance.
What's the term you said, Warrior?
Oh shit!
Hey, don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Keep that to yourself. That's a server exclusive, all right?
Wait,